In this edition of Test Drive, we're checking out iRacing's now updated USAC 410 non-wing sprint car. If you were disappointed by the release of the non-wing cars, well, I think this update you'll be pretty pleased with. Let's check it out. Alright, here we are, 410 non-wing sprint car, the USAC car, at Williams Grove, late afternoon. Started with a fresh track, but as you can see on the bottom right, I put about 20 laps on there to familiarize myself again with the car. No change to the setup, running a full tank of fuel, so keep all that under consideration. And full disclosure, when this car, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do here. I'm going to do a handful of laps on a track in this state that started at 0. And then I'm going to do another handful of laps on a track at 100% so you can see the difference. And you see just in 20 laps, just by myself, how much more this car digs. Well, it digs differently. And then what I was going to say is when this car initially got released, I was given the go-ahead to do a preview of it, but I opted out of that because I just wasn't sure about the car. It didn't seem right to me, but I didn't know if maybe I was misunderstanding because I have very, very limited experience in non-wing in general. But I have a pretty good idea how the car's supposed to work, and to me that car felt like there was no side bite. Car felt very stiff, very unnatural to what a non-wing sprint car does. There we go, we pick up the front end. There was no action, what we call action in the car. These cars move a lot. They've got a lot of travel, they kind of twist and move all over the place, especially these non-wing cars. So although there were people that seem to enjoy the car, I think for those of us that know what the car's supposed to run like, and for those that probably enjoyed the car before, and probably for those that didn't enjoy the car, pitched it too hard. This is a huge improvement. This is night and day. What happened was I ended up getting together with the guys from iRacing and asking if they needed some help because I felt like the car was not correct, and that was also some of the feedback they received from real-world drivers, the non-wing car. So, the main goal was to, as you can see here, it's much easier to get side bite now going into the turn. The car, you can feel the car, the left front, you can feel it come up in the air. This weight transfer and bite that the car has is just so much more improved. So that was the biggest thing to try to get the car to do. Have some action to it. Have it feel, whoa, look out. Have it feel like an actual non-wing sprint car. So I did some initial development with it, and then we put it out to our testers, the real world drivers, got some more feedback, and I pitched it too hard. But the biggest things we found that were improvements were the tires. Changed some more things with the tires, learned a lot of stuff. Also, chassis flex was another one. And then the ability to get the car to hold a nice, more accurate yaw angle or slide consistently through the turn. Woo! Took a big old bite of the cushion there. So that's what we're having here. There's a good sense of traction going into the corner. It is very dependent on your momentum and also your throttle position. if you just try to go in and hammer it, it's not going to get around the turn like you want it to. You can see I got greedy with the throttle right there too early, and it just starts picking up the front end. Take a look at some of the faster laps here. Look at that. Picking the front end up. That's how a non-wing car should be reacting. Trying to pick up that left front through the corner. I don't know if anybody paid attention before, but the other car would just slide for days. There we go. You can even see at certain points that the left rear will try and come up off the ground. That's such a cool car. It's just a lot of fun. There you go. So the left rear came up right there. Alright, so now I'm going to head on over and do some laps on the 100% track at Williams Grove. Okay, so again, Williams Grove 100% in the late afternoon. And if I didn't make it clear before, in fact I know I didn't, I had no involvement with the non-wing car in its initial release, and the only reason I ended up contacting iRacing was I had helped with the wing car quite a bit, and then I helped with the other dirt cars a little bit. So if you didn't know, I'm just making that clear. So how does this car react in the dry? I'm going to try and drive in the dry spots of the track for a little bit here. I've already put some laps in to make sure I don't look like a complete fool. And I think it reacts really, really well to throttle inputs. See, you got a little too sideways there. But I tell you what, look out when you hit the tacky stuff if you're going sideways or coming off the bottom, or coming off the top and going towards the bottom. Because it will hook up hard. This is the baseline dry setup. I haven't changed anything. So we'll grab the tacky stuff and oh, the car just pulls, but then you gotta be careful. Roll back out of the throttle when you hit the dry stuff, otherwise it'll really light the tires up. But just the angle now that you can hold the car is so much better. And, you know, okay, make a mistake, but it's just so much more fun to get this thing through the turns. Yeah, is there probably a bit too much hair, still too much forward bite? Probably in the dry. But these tires are so complex that they do. It's really hard to isolate forward and lateral and spinning, and you know, I call it the over the limit gradient of the tire where it's starting to lose traction. This'll be a handful for a bunch of cars on the track with a condition like this. Now they just got to work on their track states to get them a little, whoa, too far, get them a little more uniform as to what we would normally get. Okay, I think we run plenty, ooh, look out. I'm not sure if I hit the cushion there or not. Run plenty in the cushion, let's see if we can, or plenty in the dry, let's see if we can utilize any of this loose style cushion here. I would still like to see an actual curb or berm form on the outside to really lock the car in and have it be a penalty for not entering correctly. As it is right now, we just kind of slide up and over. I mean, yeah, you don't go fast. It would be cool to have that curb on the outside. Lots of throttle control. Get that car to bend going in. There we go. Now we're against it. See if we can roll the bottom at all. pretty hard. Pretty tricky. Let that left rear grab. Ah, come on. It's like getting locked into the cushion, but it's not really locked into the cushion. There we go, on the bottom. Ah, tiptoe, I couldn't I couldn't keep it. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really interesting to see how this type of a track plays out to race, because it's not uniform. You would not see a track like this normally. I think you'd have some more dry, you know, the track wouldn't be as hooked up on the bottom. Now you might have a cushion like this on the outside, but let's see if we can roll across here and grab it. There we go. Keep the left stuff down to the tacky. Grab the tacky again. Brake a little. Ah, too much. Oh, push. Couple more laps here. Let's see if we can. I want to grab the tacky and then keep. Oh, did a wheel stand. Well, the idea is to grab the tacky off the bottom and then be in the tacky all the way down the straight. There we go. Stay in that tacky stuff. A little too deep on the entry. See what it looks like in the dry. Car's definitely easier to control in the dry parts of the track. And in 3 and 4, definitely seems the fastest. I chose Williams Grove, A, because it's my favorite, but B, it's really difficult. It really shows the flaws of the car and how it reacts. Because Eldora is kind of simple. It's a big circle, lots of banks, so it keeps the momentum up. I don't think it highlights the flaws in the car as much. And I know some of this stuff that we've learned here is being transferred to the street stock. I don't know if any's being transferred to the late model, but I think there's also some stuff we can learn and put on the wing car too, as far as the chassis flex and the tire model. So definitely, it's just an excellent car now. I think people are really going to enjoy this. I hope they are. I mean, I have no stake in the game, so if it sucks for everybody, then oops. And that concludes our test drive of the 410 non-wing sprint car in iRacing. In my opinion, the changes made really show off what a non-wing sprint car is all about, and I think if you had an issue with the initial release, you'll be pleasantly surprised at the changes that have been made to the car. For all the latest in sim racing news, hit up isrtv.com. You can follow me on Twitter if you like, @strange_Billy. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll catch you in the next test drive.